In our streaming-obsessed world, do you miss DVD commentary tracks? Well, fear not, because I, Von Fred, the most scorned critic in all of YouTube, am here to give you commentary tracks for the movies streaming, the movies we love, and sometimes those we love to hate. Tonight, got a pretty recent film for you from 2024, Bad Boys Ride or Die, starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. But before we get started, I want to give a quick mention to my buddies over at EmmyEats.com. Their ramen noodles are so packed with protein and fiber, they'll have you feeling like a bad boy. Use my promo code FRY, F-R-Y, to save $5 on your first order. All right, I've got my IBC root beer here. Let's go ahead and do some ASMR. Ah, yeah, you know it's good. I also have popcorn, air-popped, Himalayan pink salt, and butter. And if you'd like to watch Bad Boys Ride or Die with me, go ahead, fire up your Netflix app, queue up to 0000, and hit play now. Is anybody else put off by the Sony at the start of their movies? Like, okay, so a while back you bought Columbia TriStar. Just give us that. It'll have a little bit more prestige to it. Because when you see the blank Sony at the front, and it's just kind of like, hey, kind of like a little ting, it just doesn't seem very impressive, and it's not really associated with any particularly strong movies, is it? I saw Bad Boys Ride or Die in theaters this summer. You know I had a review up there. Hey, Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. The only films in which you'll see that old production logo, you'll get the Jerry Bruckheimer with the single lightning bolt. But only because they're continuing the franchise that Don Simpson was alive for. Ah, yes, the famous Miami sign that isn't. Watching in 4K HDR, honestly, I didn't think that my movie theater, the picture looked very good there. This is a Porsche 911 Turbo S, and I think this is a special edition one because it's got that copper wheels. They has a little bit of a different thing happening there. I forgot what they call the special whatever, but yeah, there is like a slight step up because there hasn't actually been a GT2 in this generation. It kind of looks like the GT2, GT2 RS, thereabout, is not going to be around. You see some of the names here. You got some a little bit different. Tiffany Haddish had to get herself included, but Teresa Randall is not in the film. She was in the 2020 Bad Boys for Life, but it looks like there's some personal medical issues. She's retired from acting. People are concerned. Didn't return as Teresa. This movie looks very digital to me in a way that at least the first two Bad Boys films did not. But I also think that, and you can take this one way or the other, is this distinctive enough that you can tell this movie apart from Bad Boys for Life? Because to me, they just about seem like the same thing. There's not anything visually different, but being in a franchise, maybe it's okay, or there's license to carry a universal look. And I just feel like a lot of the shots in this, it is mimicking Bayhem. Oh, look, that we need a shot from a watch. We need like a POV gunshot. Now, there are some interesting things they do here with firearms later in the film. Oh, now you gone and made my partner mad. course, there's got to be a holdup when we're trying to buy a hot dog. Marcus is consistent in mouthing off to just about anybody. It's been that way throughout the franchise. And this is very similar to they get held up at the start of the first movie. There's a few things where this will happen, and I think that the strength of the franchise, it's all about the chemistry between Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. It's evident quite here because there's not a lot else going on in the film other than you can just kind of pull for these two. But Will Smith has, a bit of animosity gone his way due to Schlapp. And we'll actually be referencing that in the film. Which I didn't really pick up on that was why people were laughing at the theater. But we'll get there. Fanning that flame. There's got to be a lot of what... See, you're kind of wondering, who is that lady? That's not Teresa. Oh, it's the new Teresa. It feels bad replacing a talent on the fourth movie, 30 years in, close to it. It just seems pretty weird. Ammo has been dwindled down to really two people. We don't really deal with the ammo group that we set up here last film. We are getting, pretty much the cast of the previous movies back. The new chief, you'll recognize her from the failed Resident Evil series on Netflix. I tell you what, in some ways that show could have worked, and she didn't look bad in it, especially when she was being puppeted into a forced dance that didn't make a ton of sense, but okay. I also found it quite weird that we've got this picture of Captain Howard at a wedding to which it's not like he's the father of the bride. He's not related to these people. Okay, cool. So you're the boss. You died 4 years ago. Let's say the previous film took place in 2020. It just seems a little off, doesn't it? Like we're trying to make something of that. Make sure that picture is in frame here. Let's mention his daughter that we've never seen before, and his granddaughter. Now, doesn't this not look like Michael Bay? Like overly even tones. Occasionally there's a little bit of a low angle, canted shot, but it just feels like we're trying to copy Bay. And these two foreign kids they got to direct the Bad Boys for Life in this one. Just we're kind of given that assignment, right? This looks digital to me, like, and I realize it's not the energetic club sort of thing that would happen in Bad Boys 2 for sure, right? I said captain, or is she chief of police? The Resident Evil gal. Oh, let's do a thing kind of like Get Out. Marcus has sunken to the floor, right, with his heart attack. I thought it was weird enough that we incorporated flashbacks into Bad Boys 2 when the first film didn't have flashbacks. Now we're going into like ethereal dreamscape. And I was groaning in the theater, but hey, you got some shots from Bad Boys 2 in here. What kind of green screen hell is this? Captain Howard? Don't you guys like Joey Pants in the role here? There isn't a sound way for them to bring him back for a fifth movie, so I would rather they just not do a fifth movie, right? Last I heard, I don't know if it's more of a spin-off thing or what the circumstances directly, but this film took the Bad Boys franchise across the $1 billion mark. Think about that. A franchise started in the 90s. There can't really be anything else from the 90s going, right? All right, let's just have our comedic moment here. Now, think about how much different this would look if this was a Bay film. Hospital interior would be teal. Worth mentioning also that with Bad Boys for Life, the soundtrack for Bad Boys really shifted, didn't it? First film, rap and industrial. Then we really leaned more rap. Now we're like Hispanic, whatever this, almost like Hispanic elevator music. It's like it's so repetitive and repeats. It doesn't go anywhere. It just seems like it's on loop. I was asking a friend about what the hell is that, and they're like, "Oh, I know what that is. Bad Bunny." Now, I actually failed to see Bad Boys for Life in theaters, but it was the top American film of 2020. Actually bested at the global box office by an anime. I think the one where the girl has to have the muzzle because it's like monster or something. I don't know. We're going to get ourselves a butt shot here from Martin Lawrence. Bringing the thunder, huh? A little bit of a callback to Bad Boys. He had Julie on the bed. Julie, miss her. What else is... Oh, there we go. Yep, the wind got him. I mean, aside Madam Secretary wrapped up, she's free, man. Why ain't she in some more Bad Boys? All right, so I got this vision thing, and that's going to carry Marcus through this movie, right? Yeah, we can't really fly helicopters around Miami the way we used to, so this is what we're stuck with. The villains have not really been a strength for the Bad Boys saga. But come on, you gotta admire the ability to introduce and kill off completely the villain, right? Instead of stringing it along the Marvel way. Now, this girl, the girlfriend of the guy they're killing here, and I still don't really understand this plot exactly. It's like Captain Howard was on to me. I've got some kind of flex power over the drug lord operation. We're trying to tie in the lack of border security with getting drugs across. You might recognize this gal, being that you are on Netflix, which means you probably watch Cobra Kai. She was in the latest drop of Cobra Kai episodes. The other karate hottie loses to the queen near the end of the big tournament. But unfortunate that being like this martial artist stunt gal, misuse her. She does nothing here. Come on, she could have kicked the gun away from this guy. Girl with the buzz cut, one of the stars of Terrifier. I swear I didn't see anything happen to her. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on her, because so I watched it in the theater. I was just like, did they just forget about her? It's like she disappeared. Come on, kick the gun away, jump out the window, something. I mean, hell, we kind of like kept her from really talking, as if we wanted to like fudge our way through not having to file a SAG card, right? Like, leave her at featured extra. Don't give her name a character. It's like somebody's girlfriend in the credits. Now, see, this is a conversation on the phone. This is where you realize, what? But they replaced Teresa Randall, huh? Yeah, I think some people knew before seeing the film. There was some news about it. Trying to think what the name of that Porsche, or maybe you can just option it now to where it's got the wheels like that. Maybe it's exclusive. I think it's called exclusive series. Or maybe they don't know. I think the exclusive thing was the previous generation. I don't know. But I was disappointed that he didn't have a turbo model. He starts the film series with that 94. Was it a 3.4 liter Turbo S or 3. I think it's 3.4. Why I should know. Director Michael Bay's personal car, and we will be seeing that later in the film here. But then he ended up with like a 4S model in the last movie. And it's like, huh? Yeah, now we're doing that thing again where it's like Marcus has some kind of like midlife crisis again. Oh, I got scared because I got shot in the butt. Now it's another thing. I've been dead, and I know your future and whatever. But he can't have sweets. Which I feel like was not a defining characteristic. It wasn't like he was always munching down on Skittles. He mentioned Skittles in the first film when they were at a convenience store. But now they've really leaned into the sweet tooth thing and punishing him. And in case you're wondering, yeah, Will Smith's girl over here looks a bit young for him. Man, Mike Lowry not letting any of the details slide here. This actor here playing Reggie. I don't remember the guy's name. He says everyone calls him Reggie. to deploy. There is a cadence to Martin Lawrence that works really well. And sometimes it's not like his jokes are the funniest on paper. It's the way he says them that sells them. Even the way he says, Teresa. Man, now we got a new Teresa in here who just like towers over Marcus. You, man, $1,000 for some seals, 2,000 ding dongs. Come on. Now the Marcus Burnett house is going to see a fair amount of action. We're going to have a shootout there. I think they had to recreate the house. It took like a month to shoot, like the Reggie shootout. You'll see. Odd that we've got Mike Lowry now has a house. It's like he has a different place each movie, right? We saw a different apartment in Ride or Die. No, in Bad Boys for Life than we did in the first film, where it was one of the key settings. Yeah, this movie is so related to just the previous one, really. Bringing back like everybody we can. Hey, Armando, you killed Captain Howard. You're being locked away. Let's bring you back in somehow. Like, there is a way you can make up for it. You know, he said like a little post-credit teaser thing about that. What? They're smearing the name of Captain Howard? We ain't having that. We had his picture at my wedding. Also, new, see Chief or Captain, but her boyfriend, played by Johan Griffith, Mr. Fantastic, you can tell for like just the smug appearance, the way he like slides in and, hey, I'm on your side, guys. You know, sort of things like that. He's definitely the bad guy. I'm FBI, you're not. Get out of here. Yep. Cartel banker shot by his girlfriend who knows karate. She's a big booty Latina and she just couldn't handle being a murderer. I'm sorry, Latinx. Oh, there is a little bit of unintentional effort. Call him dirty one more time. It's like, what are you going to do? Slap him? Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Yep. This is what it's like. All right, so we're going to find a way to introduce Captain Howard's daughter as being a U.S. Marshal. Which, just by being a Marshal, tells me it's like her career is gunning for a situation to go after Armando. Yep, there's the talk you're expecting if I ever catch him on the streets. Mm-hmm. Lauren Balfour, I think, does the music here. Most of the stings are familiar. Sound like they're from, say, the first film, first two, really. But man, the music in the first film, the score, the soundtrack, it just really hits. Didn't even really recognize this guy in Expendables 4, to tell you the truth. Where he's playing the son of Antonio Banderas' character. What do you mean our people? You mean the U.S. government's kind of working with us to bring a? It's like the U.S. government wants only a certain amount of narcotics to come across, like controlled amount. Yeah, I've seen the guy. Some people call him McSteamy. I could identify him. You'll have to get me out of here. I know he's my son. He's got my moves, right? So we have a gator tourist trap park thing. Sounds like a good place to have our headquarters, right? It's off the grid. It's off the grid, but we're on the grid. We want to set up our computers, you know. Yeah, she's the one in Terrifier that didn't get cut in half. Actually, I think she kind of by surprise died at the halfway point of the film. You kind of expect her to die or to be the final girl, really, if I remember right. All right, so her character's name's Nicole. I swear she just straight disappears. If it was if it was a Michael Bay film, like you got a good idea of the notable body count. Like the named villains had their send off in a Bay film. Well, we're trying what we can to make that look like they're watching it on a cell phone. Unceremoniously killing off their sort of counterparts from Vice in the first film. It was what was it, somebody Sanchez Ruiz, and then they kind of got not quite recast in the second Bad Boys. It was like, oh, different. Oh, but well, they have different characters, different names, but they're essentially the same character, different actors, right? Hell, we're even bringing back Fletcher. It's like whoever we can get tied back to previous films, bring him in. Here's the thing, man. I can't die. Yeah, but I didn't, man. Check me out, man. Watch, man. Let me show you my skills. I can't die. I'm gonna walk down the street here. Nothing can hurt me. We're gonna get a couple of quick succession cameos here. Is he wearing dunks? Ah, the original It's Michael Bay. I don't think that is the car. Didn't have the crest on the back of the headrest. It's also weird that Michael Bay's kind of in the Bad Boys universe as a character. It's like, what was he, like a struggling DJ? Then he's the, I guess now a successful wedding MC, or it was just weird, right? Why was the MC leading the "We ride together, die together, bad boys for life, everybody cheers"? It says it in unison sort of thing. It was just kind of weird. Here we go. It's that guy that makes that face. The shrug, yep. Get a little smirk from the crowd. You gotta do that sort of thing if you're gonna bring in those Zoomers, right? Hot damn, we got some jelly beans, and John Sally is back, 6'11", with the thick glasses. I believe John Sally played this character Fletcher in an episode or two or something of LA's Finest, the failed kind of 2-season, I think one of them on a secluded direct TV exclusive channel, a TV spinoff featuring Marcus's sister, Gabrielle, what's her name? The chick that ruined Dwayne Wade, and Jessica Alba. Which I wonder if we are to do a 5th movie, are we going to see those characters kind of get back in this somehow? Tie the TV universe, like we need a Bad Boys extended like cinematic universe thing project, right? Being all cryptic with stuff here. Captain Howard died, but he gave me this message, and only if you ask for it. Bam, headshot on John Sally. Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. Great cop work there. Man, that kind of took me off guard, man. Like, whoa, you just smoked one of the OGs, man, from the 95 film. You can't be having that. Doesn't this just look off? Like it would have so much more kinetic energy happening if this were a Bay film, and we got the like post added jelly beans, and no, the black one skipped in. No, man, it was licorice. You cannot get enough of Martin Lawrence under duress, but trying to have some kind of fun during a shootout. Like, it just kind of works. But then, I mean, I say that, and then this happens. Oh, you're trying to strike that Mike Lowry pose from Bad Boys 2, huh? Some of this did get some laughs, It's kind of like Martin Lawrence's ability to just kind of like complain his way through a action sequence. Unfortunately, like, we don't even fire blinks anymore. There is a really bad it's like it's missing a layer or two post-production effect with the muzzle flash in the Bad Boys for Life. there is a lot of post-production muzzle flash in this one also. So you're hearing that music and it's giving those beats from the original film. Marcus looks like he got in a fight with a paint can. This is about as close as we get to actual vehicle action in this movie. A real shame. You know, given like the high bar the franchise was setting. What? Maybe I'm getting too old. The magazine fell out. I've got too much at stake now that I'm married, man. What am I gonna do? Oh, mirroring that rescue in the first Bad Boys. And here is our bay shot that I'll no doubt use for a thumbnail on YouTube. Yep. The often copied bay rotation shot, though not really done to the same dramatic effect. And like anything, there's diminishing returns, right? Ah, man, you killed Fletcher, but it's also funny because his legs are hanging off the stretcher because he's huge. Yeah, Fletcher violates parole. That's why we're here. Not that I was hanging out with my son and, investigating this thing we weren't supposed to be looking into. Hell, I could have sworn that Marcus had straight up retired in the previous movie and was out half of the film, but now he seems very much on the force. Come on, of course Captain Howard's being framed. It's a Bad Boys movie. Man, I can't remember this guy's name. His last name is Ludwig, right? He's in Heels, that has been canceled, but is now appearing on Netflix. And so his character is going to be coupled with Vanessa Hudgens here. Ammo, the tech crew of Miami-Dade PD. So yeah, when we watch this video, let's have all the other windows open on our PC so you can see like all these like monochrome gears spinning, whatever. Like that means something. Like there are programs that look like that. Like and only in the movies type thing, right? Yeah, see, it's like, hey, you remember those guys and how you didn't see them again? They died in a car crash, right? That's why I kept you guys out of the loop. Didn't want that happening to you, my bad boys. It's up to you guys. And boy, is that a well put together, off the cuff webcam. Clear audio, good picture. I'm sure he set that up on his own. I remember that like sweet ass gunfight from Bad Boys 2 that we aren't going to get in this movie. Tease us with that. Yeah, okay, buddy. You weren't around to be the rat, so hilarious. Is Vanessa Hudgens really sporting that tattoo? Like, oh, big bald guys in a Bad Boys movie. Got to be up to no good. We get a decent prison fight, you know? Man, they're even giving you kettlebells in the yard. Come on. Man, after you put away some guys like this, you got to be ruling the prison, right? Like there's no doubt. Okay, now we'll break it up. There's the tear gas. See, they even try to kill him because he can prove he's innocent. They're that concerned about Captain Howard being let off the hook. And this guy over here, Mr. Fantastic, he's over here like, I don't know anything about this. We'll help whatever way we can, you know? Overwhelming evidence. Are you sure? See, that's the bad guy way to do it. Like, I'm sticking my neck out for you. I'm trusting you. The confidence boosting bad guy will talk like that. That way they can kind of hit you with that swerve, right? Now, this is where the bad boys end up on the run. But you'll notice that at no point are they ever going to be handcuffed in these clothes to appear on the poster the way they do. Where it's like now the bad boys have been framed and they're on the run and they got like the handcuffs kind of hanging from them. Never really happens in the movie. But it's just something they've added in the poster to give you the impression that they're on the run in that regard. Now, Marcus is going to go on this spiel about how in a previous life you were a donkey and I was a bad owner, but they will have a comedic Monk's Reward post-credit sequence in this. I'm not going to sit... I'll just kind of talk about this now. It's silly. It's outside of what I think a Bad Boys film should be. But it is kind of played like a bonus scene. It's bizarre. But yeah, not a whole lot else to say about it. My senses are tingling. This sort of thing will happen in a movie when they don't have a good motivation for a character to do stuff. It's just like, I've got a gut feeling about this, right? I need to get up out of my seat and go investigate before something happens here. This does not sound like someone actually speaking in that scenario. More of a hostage being told what to read. Now they've got a situation here where it's like their guns got confiscated to go ride on this prison transport. So because of that, we can get their gun to go do stuff. Frame for murder, take this thing down. In case they survive, they're framed for murder, I guess, right? I don't know about you, man, but hell, if I'm in some kind of plane with the back open, pretty scary shit, right? Yeah, it's not crazy realistic. I really have my doubts that under the circumstances, the complete lack of real grip on the floor. How strong is Mike Lowry now doing a nothing is impossible Dominic Toretto Fast and Furious type thing here? Why? Oh, okay. It wasn't a plane. It's a helicopter. Whatever. Spinning like this. I mean, just this is. I don't know if the spin is really being conveyed on the inside. And how long does it take a helicopter to crash? Like, look, even if you get out of the cage, it's like the fun just started, right? Like, good luck surviving this. Come on, of course I know how to fly a helicopter. I'm a drug dealer, right? Look, if the shot of the CGI helicopter going into the water was going to look fake, why not do the more ambitious thing and get like the crazy close camera shot of that going into that pond lake, right? I kind of feel like they tackled that about as good as they could. Because the traditional way of going about that, where we would have had like the wide shot of it going in, it still reads to the audience, same thing happened, right? Helicopter crashed in water. But this kind of covers it a little. Now we got to keep you alive because you can identify the guy that was wearing the mask that was just on the helicopter, but you know what he looks like even if you don't know his name, and then you can ID him, so whatever. Not entirely different from the original Bad Boys film. Hey, Julie, so you can identify this guy, Fouché. We gotta keep you in witness protection or something. Go look at these pictures. Oh man, I just got this new phone. These are expensive on a cop's salary in the water. Your son quotes. Come on, you're going to air quote my son. Come on, don't do me like that. His family, air quotes down below. Well, I wasn't really getting away. You guys were just slowing down, old guys. What? Prisoner escape? Good thing we have Marshall in our cast. She's kind of talking like her dad. I'm not really familiar with this actress. I don't think I've seen her in anything or much. Yeah, you see the FBI, the marshals, we all roll with this kind of like monochrome teal, blue, and orange interface thing. Just kind of the theme we install in all of our PCs. Do I think Mike and Mark planned this? Probably not. But there could have been a funnier way to say it. They don't plan anything. Yeah, they aren't capable of planning this. Something like that, right? I think that we've got oh gosh, I'm gonna have to look this guy up. McSteamy in the cast here because he's on The Last Ship, which was a Michael Bay production. And Bay, like between the things he's making and producing, there will be those kind of like shared cast experiences. The Last Ship also had Travis Van Winkle, who was in Transformers, the Platinum Dunes, Friday the 13th, 2009. The Last Ship, I watched the first couple seasons. Eric Dane, yeah. And it wasn't bad. It was fairly interesting for like a zombie virus outbreak scenario. at sea. A lot of possibilities there, and there were times where they had some pretty good action for basic cable. Yep, now we got to do the Marcus in touch with his feelings thing, remember? Hell, why not just say woo-saw like everybody was saying in Bad Boys 2? Not for nothing, man, but if you got like a big OLED like I do, it's better than seeing a movie at theater. It's a clear picture. Those screens, they got seams all over them now. I swear projectors have parts out where there's some kind of error the whole movie, or dead pixels, something's happening, or it's just out of focus. Yeah, you chose to come back to life, Marcus. That's how that works. Do you think competent marshals could have spotted them? I mean, they're in the area they're searching still. They haven't done a lot as far as finding transportation. They even started a fire at night. Yeah, we got to do something to have a go at some rednecks, right? Which that kind of like base humor, going after an underprivileged sect of sorts. Like, oh, so what if the rednecks boycott us? We'll still make money, right? It's that kind of like weird generalization type humor that we used to get in movies, but now they're so afraid to do. You just end up with no humor. Yep, they've got Confederate flags. Purebred white boy. Yep, that's my shirt. I'm a black guy. I do like the attention to detail there with the chew container mark on his overalls. Gives you an idea these lived in clothing. They overplay this. Okay, I gotta do a Reba McEntire song. Oh yeah, let's just kind of riff. And it goes on way too long. Though it goes on too long, this is the shortest of all the Bad Boys films. I do think this is Reba McEntire singing the Bad Boys theme. Is it Inner Circle? I said theme, but because it did say Reba McEntire mix. I think that's Reba's voice, yeah. Yeah, those are not the kind of guys that are going to report a stolen car, are they? Oh, he's expressing. Okay, yeah. More of that Marcus having to play the role of psychiatrist. I've certainly seen like worse effects of people driving down the road, right? Looks like a little more effort was put in this than usual. All right, so now we are going to go see Tiffany Haddish because it's what everybody wants, right? Oh, wait, no one does. These are some gross ass hoes. Realistically, a club might be darker lit than this, which is still like way brighter than Red One, which I watched recently. Oh, yeah, now we're doing the strippers are all loaded with guns thing. She had to call them bad boys also. I don't think they're ever referred to as bad boys. And now in this film, Dead Captain Howard's like, my bad boys, like that's the name of the unit, just about. And yeah, Tiffany Haddish, you're not funny. Okay, now I have no idea how they. How did you see that video of these guys? Are people like, hey, I got to go live on Instagram, TikTok, which something, and show that I've got these people that we're collecting a reward, but I don't get it. Yeah, get them with that computer muscle flash stuff. Yeah. Hell, let's bring in everybody's favorite DJ Khaled, right? Oh my God, this is more talking than DJ Khaled does at one of his own concerts. Saving grace, though, we do get rid of him. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's a kill. Unfortunate, man. Man, Marcus riding on the hood of a car. It's kind of more car action than we actually have here because now we got CGI flame. You'll see it quite noticeable when it's inside the vehicle. Man, all we've got here is just kind of like a slower chase of sorts. It's nothing evocative of the Bad Boys brand, right? And this kind of ends as soon as it gets started. What? He's on the streets? I get to shoot him. Even though I would think a marshal would have some discipline. At least it wasn't a crowded street, right? And that's one of the odd things about even Bad Boys for Life. They're doing the movie before all the lockdowns start, and the streets are just straight up empty. I feel like in a Bay film, you need those pedestrians who are like fleeing, taking cover. Something to kind of show the audience, like, hey, this is in a setting. It's set in a real world, right? Bad Boys music. Can you get a house that is just essentially on the dock? Like at the end of the dock like that? A little low Miami police salary. I don't know, man. All right, we had to come up with some reason for Vanessa Hudgens to walk around lingerie. Come on, we spent a whole movie going after this guy. Now he's in my place. Hey, do those Doritos constitute as some of those sweets he's not supposed to be having? Yeah, no, I mean, not really the best way to resolve this. See, there we go. We that monochrome teal, but we got some flashes of orange and the yellow happening. Yeah, I can just spy in on your house. This is gives you some concern if you have Simply Safe, right? But they're gonna get some good out of that. All right, we're gonna montage our evidence gathering here. At least it looks kind of like police work, investigation sort of stuff. But hey, it's not spilling bullets, so can't occupy too much of the time. All right, so a guy that you saw once you can recognize. Man, hell, there's a lot of people that walk by you every day you maybe don't know, right? Six one. I think Eric Dane might be 6'4". I wouldn't want to be called shorter. You know, build height on a wrestler isn't build shorter than they actually are. Rita's what we call her, right? It's just like, man, they're trusting her now. Like, okay, you were good in the previous movie. You got to be good still. You know we're on the run. Just don't tell anybody just yet. We've got evidence. Oh well, that's bad for business. Yeah, a nice good guy boyfriend running for mayor, whatever he's doing. He wouldn't have overheard this conversation, right? So here we go. What are these guys doing all day long? Like, just hanging out at the alligator farm? Like, I don't know. He's got a lot of guys for his operation, but not a lot that they need to do. Not a bad wedding photo thing happening there. For a phone's welcome screen wallpaper. All right, now the highlight of the movie here, the Reggie scene. It's like, you are done playing Black Ops today. It's for real. Not a lot of nonsense right there, to the point. I don't think this guy's really an actor. Like, I don't think he's in other stuff. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we go full on John Wick here for Reggie. That's my boy. Yeah. You know, Marcus, you have a son. He's kind of AWOL. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the bouncing in and out of the computer monitor. It's a little distracting. It draws a lot of attention to itself. I just rather clean cut. He kills like a bunch of dudes here. It's like 20. Yeah, I like the salute here. Yeah. So he must have known that they were watching from the home security camera. Oh, yeah. Reggie got some stuff done. The redemption for Reggie. Good stuff. Hey, look, we straight out of nowhere came up with some kind of excuse to like shoehorn in the marshal's daughter, granddaughter of Captain Howard. Let's get her in the scene with Will Smith's new wife, who isn't shady at all. Oh, I was kind of thinking, like, isn't the twist here going to be that she's in on it? She'll be behind this, like she kidnaps the girl. Instead, it's a mutual. They both get kidnapped, but we force them together to make this convenient. Just whatever. Now, as Marvel character stuff goes, we mentioned there that Mr. Fantastic, Johann Griffith, most people will mispronounce that, seeing his name's written bizarre Welch. Eric Dane in X3, X-Men United. Or is it no? Hold on. X-Men, is it just called X-Men The Last Stand? Is that it? X2's X-Men United, right? Third X-Men film. Is it multiple man? He can like multiply himself. I think I watched that with the director's commentary when they were going on. Yeah, he's only there for a little bit, but a lot of fun having him. Rita, watch out for your boyfriend. Keep him at arm's length. It's a bit stretchy. Uh-oh. I'm coming with you. Something's going down. I don't recall what JTF even stands for, but the violent outburst. I should have known. Okay, now look, I know that so he's kind of not exactly action man, he's politician guy, right? If you're like the captain of the police, are you not like supposed to be a pretty badass cop? So you should have like, I'm not saying like you're the best fighter of all the cops, but like you should be pretty well able to handle it, right? Where's the rest of ammo? There was like an Asian. I think there was another person too, kind of not here. Yeah, why was my daughter hanging out over? Like, it just came over at the middle of the night. Just want to say, hey, what's going on? Mike Lowry's wife, who we just met. After 9/11, nobody cared about drugs, and we're going to secure the borders, started work with cartels, kept us informed, just let a little bit of drugs go across. It's like, look, we haven't had any terrorist attacks. This line will work unless there are terrorist attacks between the times they shoot the film and release it in theaters, right? In determining what you're calling terrorist attacks, Islamist extremist terrorist attack, right? Yeah, so I mean, come on, we keep the border secure, but the drugs come by. But hey, at least there's no terrorists. All right, I don't have to talk to you again because now we got the voice cloning thing up and running. Using our tech skills, right? This location looks very much like, and hell, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but that Roadhouse remake, right? They shoot the boat across into the bar. Kind of comes out looking a little bit like this place, doesn't it? There's a possibility they used the exterior for both movies. By the way, we got fellow expendable there. Lash. The token Asian. She's on the MacGyver reboot as the action Asian chick, and she started the race in the girl with all the tattoos that started the race and Fast Furious 7, the one that made the most money, right? But like the actor playing Armando, she's Expendables 4. Pensive music in brackets. No, this is too serious. Got my wife on the line. We can't bad boys our way into this. He never did know that part. Man, does Inner Circle clean up whenever they have to do a Bad Boys movie? Man, I don't want to be in the water here. You know how many alligators they got roaming around? Florida got about as many alligators they got people, and you're going to the concentrated area in which the alligators are. Yeah, let's fly our CGI drones across this shot here. That'll look cool. They end up with a half decent plan. You know, they said it's just us, but then they also have this old guy flying the plane, so 16 feet long, 900 pounds. Is it possible that a 16-foot gator would weigh more than 900 pounds? So the place goes bankrupt, whatever, they sell off assets, whatever. But well, we just misplaced our prized attraction, Duke. Legend has it he's still there. Is it not miraculous enough for a plane to kind of like land and take off from water as nonchalantly as they just managed? Okay, so does he have a red laser sight, or is this a red dot thing? Like, what are we doing here? Because somebody out there may know or realize the laser, right? Yep, no one can hear those drones flying overhead. Wait, why are the alligators heading off that way? Do they smell something in the water? Hey man, it's just my stepmom. Take the shot. All right, no time to hesitate now. All right, so we don't have a great car chase, but at least we get some gun play. Nah, I'm gonna shut that door. Can drones lift bombs like that? Man, I know we have they're explosive drones over there in the Ukraine battlefield. All right, now we got to slap some nonsense out of Mike Lowry, don't we? Because he's doing this like heart palpitation, I'm losing my edge thing. Come on, slap some sense into him. What? Now I can see Captain Howard. Yeah. Give him some more slaps. Yep. That's for Chris Rock. Now, I think that might have been the Asian that just got kicked on the ground because you could see it was a girl, had long hair. So maybe that was Lash. I'm going to keep calling her Lash. But I thought we saw her on the inside in a sec. All right, there's Nicole, still alive. Tech girl. There's the Asian right there. They're both wearing vests. We got to hurry before the marshals get here because we know she wants to shoot Armando. Yeah, we're doing a bit of a remix on OG Bad Boys music here. All right, now there is a unique apparatus they had for a sort of POV shot gun, and then they can toss the handgun, throw it back, and it's like the camera's attached to it, but then it spins around. Then you have to post-production the muzzle flash, but it looks neat. But yeah, he's my boyfriend. He's my problem. I mean, rule number one, you split up the hostages, make the team have to go do two things here, right? Okay, you know what? I just saw Nicole, the tech girl, and I think she just got shot. Yeah. Here's the apparatus thing I'm talking about here where that does seem rather Michael Bay-esque, doesn't it? Okay, so I don't think Lash has been accounted for on the death toll. But I feel like if it's Michael Bay film, there would be like, okay, there's some shooting, but then you would get like a priority shot, like of the character going down, so you could mentally, get put them on the checklist. Miraculous grenade fire right there. Armando's like, if I do enough, if I can save this girl, her mom won't want to kill me. Okay, so I think the guy in the poor sap who had to pilot the plane for this operation, he's okay. But like I said, we didn't get that shot exclusively of him being like, "I'm good." It's always like too far wide. It's a big gator. I mean, the guy just went missing in his tank, right? Oh, you're gonna want to have a gun. The thing about the alligator, not a lot of bite strength. There, it's more of a clamp and tear off the limb roll type problem. Martin Lawrence's reaction to stuff, like, it really resonates with the crowd. I feel like he says what's on your mind. Like, there's got to be people in the crowd like that's the way I would have reacted, man. Armando with a way better showing here than he does in Expendables 4. I mean, shit, at least this looks like a legitimate movie. And there's a little trepidation here. You're not sure if Armando's going to get out of this, right? Like, you know, he's got the penance to pay. Is he going to die rescuing this girl? But now she's like, no, I can't leave him. Still, how much of an age gap is there? Like, we got to question this. Because what if they end up being an item? Bad Boys 5. Go, I'll slow you down. You don't have a leg injury. Now we just had to fabricate some way to split up. No, there we go. Now we got shot. He's still just kind of chilling in the cockpit. You shot Dorn. You're Duke food now, buddy. See, when it comes to a lot of the CGI, they handled it in a way that doesn't draw too much attention to it being CGI because it is like a unusual close up, seemingly unrehearsed type shot versus like the very steady wide shot of the gator attacking the guy. Things like that would have gave it away more. The movie looks better here streaming on Netflix than it did at the theater when I saw it. And I know that there were things mentioning of go see it in IMAX. It might have been, I'd have to look. I think it's shot digital, but it might be on a large format digital, but not a true IMAX. So we're looking at more like a digital IMAX counterpart. But uh-oh, it's the tree and the parrot from The Dream. In case you don't remember. Oh, this is not good. The dream was telling me where I was going to get killed. Though I thought one of the bigger laughs in the movie coming up here. It's okay. One of them can't die. Oh, you better ask him. Yeah. He's sneaky as hell. Here we go. He's like, wait a minute, you talking about me? It's just the Martin Lawrence earnest reaction. All right, definitely dead. Not coming back for a sequel. Was she tied up? Was she restrained? And then there was sort of like this weird insert of the what do we call that? This drawstring or something. But yeah, handcuffs not really the thing anymore. Now everybody gets like tied together. Uh-oh. Mom, no, he saved me. So what if he killed Grandpa? And then we're going to get multiple branches of law enforcement here to kind of look the other way and let him escape too. Can we believe that? It's got that only in an action movie type ending, right? All right, fine. You saved him. Fine, I'll put it down. Just glad my girl's okay. There you go. Be grateful for that, right? Come on, we're counting on you to lie. Make up something. He's a little bit battle damaged to be, clean break getaway here, but what did he give him? A checkbook? Like, what was that? A phone with an Apple Wallet? Good thing that boat was sitting right there. We only had to walk 10 feet. Ow. You'll be okay. If you're saying ow, you're okay. Mayoral candidate. Kind of sounds more prestigious than it is, right? And look, there's Miami off in the background. Now, what you wanted to do if you really want him to get... He's dead. Body's missing. You won't find him. Instead now, okay, we have to have some manpower put into looking for him. He got incinerated in a blast. Yep, unfortunate. Vaporized, like said in The Rock, right? But don't worry, Reggie's going to get some respect. Sirs. Hey, man, after what you did, you're in. All right, did I not save the day? Come on, guys, let me cook. Now look, if we have to have a Bad Boys 5, Reggie and Armando, right? I think that's what the people want, right? And I think that there was even an article shortly after this came out where it was like, hey, now this is the new direction for the franchise, but without the star power Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, I don't know. But hey, maybe they could kind of be, in an advisory role, kind of like the bosses dispatching the new Bad Boys. Yeah, of course you got the donkey scene at the end of this. I'm not going to sit through that. Hey, if you want to, that's up to you. But what do you guys think of Bad Boys Ride or Die? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Till next time, adios.